JP Morosi is
What's
already...
not to like? He's tremendous.
Tremendous. He is killing it in the new year. You had me at facial hair, honey. Happy New Year to you. You look fantastic. How are you?
Well, Lauren, thank you very much. I'm just trying it out. This is not something that I necessarily expect I will keep for the MLB Central portion of our year, but something different to start the new year off. I was in the Dominican Republic. My family, I just decided not to shave for a while, and we're going to see how long this lasts.
I love it.
There's
You look
a lot
good.
of good-looking dudes in baseball.
You are one of the very good-looking dudes in baseball. Corbin Burns is in that category, as is Jack Flaherty. Our attention on him on the grandest stage in the postseason. What uniform will he be in come spring training? What do you think?
Well, Lauren, there was the report recently from The Athletic about there being mutual interest in a reunion between Jack Flaherty and the Baltimore Orioles. And I was listening carefully to the A block of the show as Al and Matt talked about it. And I can confirm that there is some legitimate interest in conversation between the Orioles and Jack Flaherty about Flaherty coming back. Now, yes, his results when he came over in the trade in 2023 were a little bit up and down, but he is a different pitcher now. He had a healthy, productive season, as you see there, between the Tigers and the Dodgers in 2023. And the Orioles realize, as Matt and Al documented, they need at least one more arm. And I was actually told just this morning, Dylan Cease is still a possibility too. So whether it's via trade or free agency, I would be stunned, Lauren, if the Orioles do not add at least one more recognizable name between now and when pitchers and catchers gather in Sarasota, now just about 5 weeks away.
Think about that.
Of course, spring training is getting ever closer. So, yes, the Orioles still working very diligently to add one more arm to that rotation.
As a beltweight, baby, I like that news. So pitchers in one category, bats in another. We always use that. We always talk about Anthony Santander and the number 44 career year for him. A lot of teams could use his services. Who is at the top of that list right now?
Well, let's start with Toronto, Lauren, because we know the Blue Jays have been very active in free agency, but they have yet to land the big piece. And they finished second or third, depending on your interpretation of different free agent pursuits so far this winter. At some point, a major name will take their offer, and that person could be Anthony Santander, who knows the American League East very well. Of course, the success that he had in Baltimore. The Tigers are also involved in the Santander sweepstakes. Evan Petzold has reported on this as well in the Detroit Free Press. And the Los Angeles Angels have also been mentioned as a fit. I tend to think, though, Lauren, that the Tigers and Blue Jays are near the top of the list, if not the number one or number two potential suitors for Anthony Santander. His market could potentially move, and I know we'll get more into Alex Bregman's market later on in the show, but Bregman and Santander, there is some overlap there. We've seen the Tigers linked to Bregman. We've seen also the Red Sox linked to Alex Bregman. I do think the Santander and Bregman markets are linked in some way, shape, or form because of the potential involvement of the Blue Jays and the Tigers in both of those pursuits.
Yeah, once one lands, the other will fall. It's a trickle-down effect. What about the relief market? Is it as slow as maybe it seems to us?
Yeah, Lauren, it's a great question. I think with Tanner Scott, I would have thought he would have signed by now, especially given the way that he pitched last year and the way he closed the season out with the San Diego Padres. Interestingly, there was one team mentioned that we weren't necessarily expecting to be a heavy player in the relief market, that being the Atlanta Braves. Dave O'Brien reporting in The Athletic recently, the Braves have had some interest in Tanner Scott. And it also feels to me like the Los Angeles Dodgers could make one more big-time splash. And maybe that would be one area where they go to add a Tanner Scott from their division rival, San Diego Padres. As we talked about, the Padres probably not having enough financial flexibility to add Scott unless they trade someone else, like potentially a Dylan Cease. And we have heard a bit about Jack Flaherty and the Padres too, but I tend to think Tanner Scott has to be that first significant domino to fall among the available relievers still out there. But let's not forget Jeff Hoffman's name is still there too, and he was a really important arm for the Philadelphia Phillies, and Carlos Estevez's name is still out there. So of all the different possibilities, yeah, we talk a lot about the significant bats still available in Santander and Bregman, but I think the relief market is one spot where if you're a smart buyer who has preserved a little bit of flexibility in terms of your spending, you could make a lot of impact late in the market for a late inning reliever.
Imagine the Dodgers sign him. I mean, Dodger fans certainly can. Al was talking earlier in the show. You said you were watching the A Block about Roki Sasaki, and he was kind of putting into perspective what kind of talent we can expect. The window's been open for a couple weeks now. JP, where is he in the process?
Well, he's meeting with teams now, and reportedly he's met with at least 6 teams as that signing window approaches. Now, remember, we're about 13 days away from the start of the next signing period on January the 15th. So we'll probably find out Sasaki's destination between the 15th and 23rd of January. According to MLB.com, the teams that have met with them already, Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Cubs, Rangers, and Giants. I still believe the Padres are going to have a significant impact in that marketplace, too. The key thing, Lauren, of course, the age of 23. That's why he is not going to be able to sign a mega-dollar deal. He's still considered an international amateur by the rules of the CBA. He's going to sign, and Joel Wolf, his agent, did hold an availability recently with reporters talking about how Sasaki's eventual goal is to be one of the best ever. This is a long-term play. It's not about maximizing the market size of the money right now. It's about what team with their pitching plan can put him on the best trajectory to becoming a legend of Major League Baseball over the next 15 to 20 years. And that's a much different way of looking at something than the highest dollar. So I'm going to be really interested to see what truly appeals to Roki. And I think the key thing, and Al knows this from having watched him, very talented arm, but he is not yet a finished product. He's much more of a prospect than Yamamoto was this time a year ago. So for so many reasons, Lauren, he's a fascinating person to talk about in the market this winter.
Yeah, he's being patient, narrowing teams down. Keep us posted, JP, as you hear more. Thank you so much, Al and Matt. He said he's not a finished product, but at 23, I would imagine nobody is as a pitcher, right, Al?
No, and you know what? I would actually say this, too, to JP's point. I don't know if I get it, like he's younger, less polished than Yamamoto, but maybe those years, those service years that he still has on the clock, he's only 23. Yeah. Maybe that nets him more money. I don't know that he signs for a discount because he's quote unquote unpolished.
Well, depending on the team and what their international pool money is, the maximum that he could get is $6 million. That's the rules there. A few years back in 17, Ohtani got like 2.3.
You're right. Good point.
So what makes him super attractive is, and Major League hitters at WBC saw what he has, is that, Matt, this guy, he's 6'2", it says he's 185, you can see he's slender, he throws over 100. He touched 103 miles an hour. This is smooth, easy gas. So anybody, you don't have to be, a professional pitching coach or guru to know that there's a lot to work with when it's smooth, fastball at 101, 102. This is the national pitch, folks. Japanese pitchers, they throw a splitter, and it is nasty. He's got 2 different breaks. It looks like a slider at times, goes away to the righty and into the righty. This is awesome. He does have a third pitch, which is a slider, which is good. Look at this pitch right here, the Verdugo. I mean, that is just split like forkball. Those 2 pitches make him premium. What makes him interesting is that he's cheap. It'd be no different than if you were going around and drafting a college kid or high school kid. Mm-hmm. That's the way they're looking at 23. You're not having to give him a Yamamoto 12-year, $300+ million deal. There's some things in his delivery. Not yet. Things in his delivery, you know me, I'm a stickler on that. I don't love, but again, he hooks in the back and he does some things. He gets long. He's real late at foot cut. But sidebar that. His stuff says premium. He also was overused. He had a 8-day window where he threw over 500 pitches in high school. 500. But he had a 12-inning game. He threw almost 200 pitches.
I mean, there's stories like that on every one of those.
I know, but they're not throwing 100.
Darvish, all those guys used to get worked in high school.
His velocity was down. So I'm picking now. But his, and again, I think because he's cheap and he possesses that velocity 2 years ago, 98 point something. This past year, 96 point something.
Why don't you like the rapper? You don't like that?
No.
A lot of guys that have done that. Russ Ortiz, Sutcliffe.
I know. And I'm not saying it can't work or doesn't work. Tanaka was it's just a long path, and there's some things. And then he's late at foot contact, which kind of leaves the arm vulnerable. But I'm not. I would take this guy in a second. And stuff-wise, with respect to his fastball and nasty split, like that's front-end stuff.
Yep.
What that looks like 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the road is there, yeah.
Well, as JP said, the window's open on the Sasaki discussions.
There shouldn't be any team that's not interested, especially if you have a nice pool of money.
Yeah. This is going to be fun. This is going to keep us. This is going to keep the lights on for the next couple of weeks, for sure.
This is legit front-end stuff.
Yeah, that and the Hall of Fame discussion. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the show, but coming up after loved him there in the room, in the clubhouse. They loved him on the field for sure. Career power numbers. Going back to a World Series champion, like this was almost a no-brainer.
Oh, my God. I'm so happy for him, this 3-year deal, and the Dodgers. Like, it couldn't be a better fit. And I'm happy that a player understands that. Maybe there was a few more bucks somewhere else, because I really like this guy a lot. I liked him when he was in Toronto. Good for him and the Dodgers. It's a great re-sign.
Yeah, I mean, he was just everything they needed last year.
Yep.
And accountable and all of it. It was good. That's a good move. So there's really nothing to report there other than that he's back.
Yeah.
And we get it. Lauren Shahadi is back.
Hi, good morning. Happy New Year.
We didn't see
Happy New Year.
the last, like, 3 weeks of December.
I'm
not a germaphobe. I'm the opposite. I share toothbrushes.
And I have something for you. Don't say I never gave you anything. Take one down, pass it around. Black Eyed Peas for the new year.
Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, is this one of your odd Italian Lebanese?
No.
What
it's
is it?
for good fortune and good health. You have to eat 3 Black Eyed Peas or you die or something.
Really?
Really?
No, I just made that
So are we
up.
eating them?
Yes, you're eating them. It's for you. You don't want to die.
Just going to give me the runs?
Oh my gosh, it's a morning show. Someone's having their oatmeal.
No, I think it's relatable for a lot of us watching.
I have Dodger news, so I eat those. Who would be the luckiest offspring in recent memory? Congratulations to Shohei Ohtani and his wife having a baby. Can't wait for the little rookie to join our family. Soon posted this to his Instagram account. Congratulations to him. I feel like he should
About
have...
time. Got 10 kids.
One. This will be the first, Harold.
Isn't that delicious? You said I couldn't cook, by the way.
That was good. That was job with those.
You think Shohei Ohtani has...
I got to boil water and put Black Eyed Peas in
I put salt in there.
It was salty.
Don't offend me.
No, it's nice.
Do you think Shohei Ohtani has a registry? I keep thinking about that. Like bottle warmer, $32.90.
Oh, like he's on Baby and Me?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So you don't like challenges, gentlemen, but I do. And I run the show. In front of you, a whiteboard. Put it up for all to see. Lucas is ready. In front of you, priorities for the new year. Read them for me. Creating
Oh, you
wealth,
filled it out already.
Wow.
personal hygiene, making friends, being kind, becoming athletic. Al, sorry about that one. 1 through 5. 1 being the don't squint, you're going to get wrinkles. 1 being the most important. 5 being the least important for you. Why are you thinking about it so much? It's very simple. Oh, God. There we go. It's not that complicated,
But are we
Matt.
changing it like it's a
No.
change for the new
1,
year or how I
2, 3,
am?
4, 5. What is your priority? If you had to have one of these things for the new year, that's number 1. It's not that
Okay.
difficult. Wait,
I'm going to need something that does
Al
not.
needs a
Wait,
pen.
use this pen. Hold on, wait a sec.
I don't
You got
want
one of
Right
these
here.
little small ones?
Right there.
Okay. So number 1, the most important.
Most important, and walk me through your thinking. You're such a liar. Being kind is number 1.
It is. I'm kind.
You're very kind. But over wealth?
You know what? What?
Okay, so you have being kind at number 1, personal hygiene number 2.
There it is.
Creating wealth is 3.
I don't-
Becoming athletic.
I don't
You're very
care-
good at tennis.
I don't
you know
care
that.
for friends.
You don't care for friends. Al, becoming athletic, being kind, personal hygiene.
Becoming athletic? You're a professional athlete for 25
Number 4
years.
is making friends.
I've
and
been here for
5 is
15 years. Do you
creating
see this
wealth.
body?
5 is creating wealth. Is that because you're already rich?
How about, you know what?
So
Not
good.
create it. I want to sustain. How about could I sustain?
Yes, you can. And Matt can sustain his athletic ability on the tennis court.
Oh, that's great.
Hey.
Lauren.
Oh, look at this.
You know
Oh,
what?
thank
If I showed you some fresh video, you would actually
Why don't
consider...
we do that? Why don't
You
we
would
do that? So I don't have to go back to the archives every darn day.
By the way, Maddie, what is this?
It's
He
just a
says
drill to
it's a
stay
drill.
in front.
You're over the net.
It's
When do
a
you ever?
drill to stay in front.
You don't hit over the net. do you?
No, but it's just a thing to stay in front because I always get a little... Oh, forget it.
His bougie country club where everyone has to wear white. You know the type. Oh my gosh. What are you changing?
I'm just putting my own little thing in here.
Refresh?
Sorry.
tennis video.
Yeah, that's my #1 priority.
All right,
now.
erase that.
Tennis video.
Because I have one more list.
Erase
because
the whole thing?
Yeah, erase the whole thing. One list came out over the break via the MLB Network Instagram account. You had a bunch of numbers when you played, right? But 22 was your number.
Yeah, kind of. Yes,
that was your, okay.
Yes.
MLB put out a test. How many players can you name by each number? So we're going to do this every day. And stop squinting. And first on the list is number 5. Number 5s in the history of the game. How many can you name?
Number 5?
David Wright.
Wait, now stop. You're gonna.
Can I do it now?
Competition.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
Lucas, we have
Go.
30 seconds on the clock. All right, how many can you write on your whiteboard? Number 5s. Ready, set, go. Out loud. David Wright is first.
Oh, he's gonna kill me on this.
He's already killing you. Don't say it out loud.
Oh.
How much time do we have left? We have 20 seconds left. You're missing a very important one that's a villain. Think recent. 3, 2, 1. Time stops. Turn your board around. What do you got?
I got DiMaggio, Brett Wright, Brooks Robinson, and Johnny Bench.
Very good.
Robinson's good.
What do you got?
I got a phone call coming in from my healthcare provider.
Clyde Wright? Oh, Pujols! God dang it!
I just guessed Clyde Wright. Did Clyde Wright wear number 5?
No, he's a pitcher. That's Fugazi.
You watching this morning, Clyde? Where you at?
That's Fugazi.
Nobody put Freddie. Did you put Freddie Freeman on there?
No. Oh, shame on us.
Hey, let's do it again. Do another one.
I wore number 5, by the way, and I had Pop.
Oh, hey.
Here's how you contact the show. Let us know what you think of us. Who did we miss on the number 5 list? We will do an sorry about it.
You got Johnny all over the place.
Here's how you contact the show. 877-321-6526. Maybe later in the show if you're lucky.
Oh, goodness. I love you, girl.
締めくくり、未来への期待とチームへの誇り、これまで語られてきたすべてのエピソードを振り返ると、ロサンゼルス・ドジャースが築き上げた歴史、そして未来への希望に胸が高鳴る思いです。選手一人一人の努力、チーム全体の結束力、さらにはファンの皆さんからの揺るぎない応援が、この素晴らしい結果を生み出しています。このチームは、ただ勝利を目指すだけでなく、野球というスポーツを通じて、感動と夢を届けているのです。選手たちが生む奇跡と未来への期待。例えば、大谷翔平選手。彼は投打の二刀流というユニークな才能を持ち、そのパフォーマンスはもはや伝説と言えます。投げる速球は100マイルを超え、ホームランを打つ力強さはまさに圧巻。その謙虚で親しみやすい人柄もまた、多くのファンを魅了しています。そして、佐々木朗希選手のような若き才能が新たに加われば、ドジャースの未来はますます明るく輝くことでしょう。彼のスムーズな投球フォームと制球力、さらに発展途上でありながら、すでにトップレベルと評される潜在能力は、球団にとって大きな資産となるはずです。さらに、ジャック・フラハティ選手やアンソニー・サンタンダー選手といった新戦力が加わることで、各ポジションの厚みが増し、チーム全体のバランスが整うのは間違いありません。プレーオフやワールドシリーズという大舞台でも、これらの選手たちがその才能を発揮し、新たな歴史を刻むことが期待されています。ファンの力が生むチームの結束。ただし、チームの成功は、選手だけで作り上げられるものではありません。ファンの皆さんの応援やサポートが、選手たちにとってどれだけ大きな力になるかは計り知れません。球場での熱い声援、画面越しに送られる応援メッセージ、そしてシーズンを通してチームを支えるその姿勢が、選手たちを突き動かしています。まさに、ドジャースというチームは、選手とファンが一体となって成り立つ存在です。あなたも、この感動の一員に、さて、次のシーズンが始まるまでの間、私たちは何をすべきでしょうか。まずは、これまで以上にチームへの応援を続けていきましょう。そして、 あなた自身も、この野球コミュニティの一員として声を届けてください。このチャンネルでは、今後もドジャースをはじめ、MLB 全体の最新情報や感動の瞬間を余すところなくお届けします。新たなシーズンが幕を開けるの日まで、私たちと一緒にこの感動を共有し続けましょう。ぜひいいねとチャンネル登録をして、私たちと一緒に野球を楽しんでください。そしてコメント欄であなたの意見や予想、応援メッセージをお聞かせください。皆さんの声が私たちの動画制作のエネルギーとなります。次回の動画でもお会いしましょう。ドジャースと共に歩む未来。最後に、私たちはチームのスローガンを胸に、次なる勝利への期待を込めて、こう叫びたいと思います。ドジャース。この言葉に込められた熱と喜びが、次なるシーズンの道を照らす光となることを願っています。ファンと選手、そして私たち全員でこの感動を未来へつなげていきましょう。